The teachings of the ancient Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius retain a timeless power and relevance even today, nearly 2 millennia after they were recorded. In his personal journal, now known as Meditations, Aurelius wrote extensive notes to himself that provide profound insights into living a meaningful, virtuous life. Though he penned these words long ago while leading a vast empire, many of the issues Aurelius grappled with strike a chord even now in the modern world. How can we cultivate strength of mind and character? How should we engage with the duties and challenges life presents us? What principles should guide our conduct and values? The wisdom Aurelius reached through a lifetime of deep reflection can help provide guidance. In this video, we will examine 10 key insights from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius that remain vitally applicable in the present day. Backed by compelling examples both from Aurelius's life and modern times, we will see how these ancient, time-tested perspectives can help transform our lives right now for the better. Far from just being interesting historical artifacts, these meditations contain actionable advice to live by. From keeping an even emotional keel to contributing to society, the insights Aurelius attained through disciplined self-reflection can motivate and guide us to lead lives of purpose, virtue, and meaning. By internalizing just a few of the key lessons he learned, we can translate his wisdom into practical self-improvement steps tailored to the demands of contemporary life. Join us as we explore 10 timeless insights from Marcus Aurelius that can provide daily inspiration to reflect deeply and act wisely. Discover how you can incorporate ancient Stoic principles into your life in ways that feel authentic, empowering, and transformative. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius are not just thought-provoking ideas from the dusty past. They are an empowering playbook containing real, lived guidance that we can all apply to become our best selves, starting today. Insight 1 on focusing on what you can control. A key theme throughout Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is the importance of focusing your energies on what is within your power to direct or influence. He advised not wasting mental energy agonizing over things outside of your control. This insight has powerful implications for life today. So often we stress and fret over circumstances we can't dictate, whether it's a loved one's health, broader social issues, or a myriad of external factors. Aurelius suggests a more constructive approach, concentrating your efforts on what you can govern. For example, while you can't force someone to change their habits, you can control how you choose to engage and communicate with them. When faced with disturbing news, you can't eliminate the event, but can control your thoughtful response. In your daily habits, you have full power over the discipline and values reflected in your actions. As Aurelius put it, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you focus only on what you can direct, you're freed from needless anxiety over the uncontrollable. This inner clarity and calm then enables wiser responses, better decisions, and greater contentment. Many impactful leaders have embodied this mindset. Nelson Mandela focused his efforts on reconciliation and justice rather than wasting energy on bitterness over past wrongs while imprisoned. Mahatma Gandhi concentrated not on eliminating the British, but on embodying non-violent ethics to spark social change. Eleanor Roosevelt devoted her energies not to changing others' beliefs, but modeling compassion in her words and deeds. The next time you catch yourself agonizing over something beyond your control, remember Aurelius's wisdom. Refocus that energy on what you can govern. You'll be amazed by the empowerment, agency, and purpose this simple shift can bring. Insight 2 on cultivating an inner citadel. Marcus Aurelius stressed the importance of cultivating resilience within oneself to withstand life's challenges. He spoke of building an inner citadel, a metaphor for establishing unshakable mental strength and tranquility. This advice remains highly relevant today. When we develop an inner fortress of wisdom and conviction, we are far less perturbed by external events. Criticism, setbacks, loss, these cannot shake us when we are grounded in an attitude of stoic calm and virtue. Some ways to build your inner citadel, as Aurelius advised: regularly reflect on your core values, develop thoughtful responses to events, and focus on serving others. By strengthening your foundations of self-awareness and discipline, you become much more impervious to the ups and downs of life. Aurelius himself exemplified this through his steady and thoughtful leadership amidst war, disease, and turmoil during his reign. Other figures like George Washington maintained unflappable poise in the face of battlefield, defeats, and political attacks. Civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King stood firm in his principles despite virulent racism and threats to his life. The next time you face a difficult situation, visualize yourself within a strong citadel, unfazed by what happens externally. When you build and inhabit this inner fortress, you gain incredible resilience to persevere and remain unshaken. As Aurelius stated, keep constant guard over your perceptions, for it is no small thing you are protecting, but your respect, trustworthiness, and steadiness. Our inner citadel is well worth guarding. Insight 3 on managing emotions skillfully. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of regulating one's emotions through reason and discipline. He cautioned against letting destructive feelings like anger and jealousy rule one's mind, advising to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This wisdom holds true today. When we manage emotions skillfully, we avoid much anguish and harm to ourselves and others. Useful strategies inspired by Aurelius include pausing during upsets to regain composure, expressing feelings in constructive ways, and focusing our mental energy on positive emotions. As Aurelius stated, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. When wronged, we can acknowledge our emotions while still responding with wisdom and restraint, not lashing out destructively. Leaders like Nelson Mandela showed such level-headedness when working to heal past wounds instead of continuing cycles of retribution after long imprisonment. In your personal life, you can also apply this by avoiding petty disputes, offering forgiveness when possible, and countering anger with compassion. This emotional mastery prevents much strife and brings deeper connections. The next time you face a strong emotional upset, follow Aurelius's advice. Don't let the feeling rule you. Pause, reflect, then consciously choose your thoughtful response. Emotions provide valuable feedback, but our higher reasoning allows us to express them productively, creating joy rather than harm. With discipline and care, we can master our emotional lives. Insight 4 on focusing on the present. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of being fully present and engaged in the current moment, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. This advice on mindfulness is invaluable today to combat anxiety and dissatisfaction. Aurelius advised treasuring every present experience for its uniqueness and impermanence. When we fully inhabit the here and now with gratitude and presence, our lives are enriched. Helpful practices include meditation, immersing yourself in current activities, and minimizing distractions that pull you out of the moment. As Aurelius stated, "Do not dwell on the past or yearn for a future yet to come. Seek the fullness of life in the moment before you." Wise figures like Gandhi embodied this by dedicating themselves fully to each task at hand. Minimize worrying about what was or might be. In your own life, you can enhance your presence by unplugging from devices, focusing on face-to-face connections and pausing frequently to appreciate the blessings around you right now. This presence fills life with vividness and meaning. The next time you catch your mind drifting to the past or future, gently return yourself to this moment. As Aurelius put it, man lives only in the present, in this fleeting instant. When we fully inhabit the now, we unlock life's treasures. Be present and engaged today. Insight 5. On fulfilling one's duties. Marcus Aurelius believed that an essential key to a meaningful life is dutifully fulfilling one's responsibilities with virtue and honor. Whatever our obligations in relationships, work, and citizenship, he advised discharging them with integrity and care. In modern times, embracing our duties provides a great sense of purpose and contribution. We can identify our responsibilities in spheres like family, career, and community, then loyally apply our talents and values to meeting them. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi exemplified this by tirelessly dedicating himself to the Indian independence movement as his dharma, or sacred duty. On a personal level, we might dutifully care for a sick loved one, go beyond expectations at work, or volunteer to aid struggling neighbors. Aurelius stated, "Loss of control happens only when you cling to what is outside your own sphere of choice, or when you imagine that things which you do not control are still under your command." When we accept only responsibility for what is rightly ours, we find meaning. The next time you are faced with difficult duties, reflect on doing them to the utmost. Align your efforts with your principles. Discharge each obligation as your personal sacred trust. As Aurelius said, "Do every act of your life as though it were the very last." You will find profound fulfillment in embracing each duty. Insight 6. On reflecting on mortality. Marcus Aurelius stressed frequently reflecting on the inevitability of death and how this perspective could impart greater meaning and urgency to life. Contemplating our finite time can inspire us to live more purposefully and fully. This practice remains profound today. Regularly meditating upon how our lives are impermanent can foster gratitude for each day, strengthen relationships, and motivate meaningful action. Figures like Steve Jobs were inspired to passionately pursue their ambitions after a cancer diagnosis highlighted life's fragility. Specific ways to apply this include telling loved ones what they mean to you, pursuing dreams, righting wrongs, leaving a positive legacy. As Aurelius stated, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This mindset of memento mori, remembering we must die, shifts our priorities to what truly matters. The next time you catch yourself postponing something important, visualize your clock ticking. Imagine this day is your last opportunity to share your gifts. When we acknowledge our mortality, we realize the time to live, our purpose, is now. Practicing this mindfulness regularly, as Aurelius advised, fills life with profound meaning. Insight 7 on critiquing your character. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of rigorous self-examination and improvement of one's character and virtues. By constantly inspecting our thoughts and behavior and identifying weaknesses, we can cultivate wisdom and strength. This practice remains essential today. Setting aside time for reflection helps us recognize areas for growth so we can keep improving. Exemplars like Benjamin Franklin scrutinized their days each night, noting mistakes and setting higher standards. On a personal level, we can ask questions to identify our flaws, such as, when was I petty or impatient today? Do I speak harshly behind someone's back? Am I too attached to comfort and avoid struggle? What vices am I rationalizing? This self-critique highlights areas for our moral development. As Aurelius stated, To perform each act that is commanded by the needs of humankind with focused attention and presence of mind, this is a man's task. Self-examination gives us insights to become better versions of ourselves and live up to our human potential. Make daily self-critique a habit. Identify weaknesses and undesirable patterns through reflection. Then consciously improve your thoughts and behaviors. You will be amazed at the personal growth and fulfillment this practice brings. Insight 8 on focusing on lasting values. Marcus Aurelius taught that a good life is rooted in focusing on timeless, universal values rather than fleeting selfish interests. Principles like justice, courage, honesty, and wisdom should guide our conduct. This wisdom holds true today. When we align our priorities and actions with enduring values, we find deep fulfillment and integrity. Figures like Martin Luther King centered their efforts on promoting abiding moral values like equality, not temporary political goals. On a personal level, we can identify virtues most important to us, perhaps compassion, reverence, moderation, then shape our days to reflect them. Aurelius stated, "Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars and see yourself running with them." Connecting to timeless beauty and meaning provides perspective. The next time you face a difficult choice, consider which option aligns with your highest values. Let principles like justice and integrity guide you more than selfishness or fear. Your actions may not always be rewarded in the moment, but living by your deepest values is its own reward. Make universal values the cornerstone of your life. Allow them to guide your conduct and priorities each day. You will find great meaning and contentment when you live true to what is eternally right and good. Insight 9 on exercising wisdom and restraint. Marcus Aurelius emphasized cultivating wisdom and practicing moderation and self-control. Our passions and desires should be guided by reason, not unchecked emotion. This advice remains invaluable today. When we exercise judicious discernment and prudent restraint, we avoid much regret and harm. Useful practices include pausing before reacting, consulting others' counsel, and setting healthy boundaries around pleasures. As Aurelius stated, the best way to revenge yourself is this: to be unlike him who performed the injury. When faced with temptation to act rashly, we can respond with foresight and level-headedness. Wise leaders like Nelson Mandela exemplified this restraint by advocating reconciliation over revenge when freed. In your personal life, you can exercise such discernment by being slow to judge others, asking insightful questions, and making careful choices aligned with your values, not just desires. This measured approach brings great rewards. The next time you feel urged to speak or act unwisely, pause and reflect. Consult your conscience. Allow wisdom rather than impulse to guide you. As Aurelius wisely said, all is ephemeral, both memory and the object of memory. Practice mindfulness. With care and restraint, we find lasting fulfillment. Insight 10 on contributing to society. Marcus Aurelius believed that part of a meaningful life is positively contributing to the welfare of others through your work, volunteerism, and daily conduct. We all have opportunities to make a difference in people's lives. This calling to serve society remains imperative today. When we use our talents to make the world better, we gain a profound sense of purpose. Figures like Mother Teresa exemplified this by dedicating themselves fully to uplifting impoverished communities. On a personal level, we can thoughtfully reflect on how to best apply our unique gifts. This might involve roles like teaching the disadvantaged, creating enriching art, or brightening the days of the elderly in your neighborhood. Even small acts of service add up. Aurelius stated, "What brings joy is humanity. Do what benefits all." Look closely in your community to see where you are most needed. Invest your time and abilities to make a positive impact in others' lives. The next time you feel dissatisfied, shift your focus to acts of service, large or small. Reach out to help someone in need of support. When we contribute to others, our lives overflow with meaning. As Aurelius wisely said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." Conclusion. The meditations of Marcus Aurelius continue to provide profound and practical wisdom nearly 2,000 years after they were written. Though much time has passed, his insights remain highly relevant for improving our lives today. By focusing our efforts on what we can control, cultivating inner resilience, managing emotions skillfully, and other timeless insights, we open the door to greater fulfillment and purpose, even amidst modern challenges. Aurelius's meditations serve both as an inspiring philosophical guide and an empowering handbook containing real, actionable advice. His words motivate us to look within and identify ways to exemplify virtues like wisdom, justice, and restraint in our conduct. When we align our daily attitudes and actions with these universal ideals, our lives ascend to new heights. Let the meditations of Marcus Aurelius provide a source of daily inspiration and reflection for you. Select even one or two of his insights to concentrate on, such as practicing presence or examining your character. Discover how his ancient perspectives can transform your life when put into action. The world today needs people of character and conviction like never before. Each of us has the opportunity to bring more light into the lives of others and uplift society. May the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius continue to speak through the ages and guide us on the path of purpose and meaning. The future is in our hands.